those people live and their way of life and what they believe. I don't want to see everything meshed into just a one world culture. We're going to lose so much of humanity. I mean, honestly, it's true.
So you don't put any credence in my theory that they want to mix people up in anticipation of genetic warfare. You think that's completely full of shit?
Well, no, that's possible. I mean, I wouldn't discount it. And then, when it happens, you can say, see, just like I predicted.
Excuse me for a moment. I was just sneezing. Oh man, man, this fucking Sweden, man.
Yeah, but that's what they want. That's what they want to do. They want to pit one group against another, right? And there's a third manipulating force benefiting whatever the outcome might be.
Yeah, that way the Jew can hide behind everyone else.
That's right. Exactly. Right. And a lot of people will predict that. Look, you got to have some immigration laws. You can't just have an open border and just let everyone that wants to come here flood in here. I mean, there's got to be some rules to it, or else it's just going to be a joke. Your country's a joke at that point. Well, I know here in Canada, quite a few wealthy people have been let into the country, but then they say, you know what, the taxes are too high here. We're going back to Hong Kong or wherever. Or we're moving someplace else. But at one time there was a large influx of Russian Jews that settled north of Toronto. Tons of them.
Yeah.
Right, how come they were let into the country, whereas people from Ukraine or Poland, it wouldn't be so easy for them?
Because they had copies of the Talmud with them. That's why, man.
Yeah, they'll come up with some bogus. Yeah, they come up with some bogus claim that they were religiously persecuted in the ex-Soviet Union, or even presently they're being persecuted by Ukrainian Nazis or Polish Nazis. I don't know. Did you see the movie Defamation? That sort of gives you an idea in regards to.
Are you vacuuming, Taras? Are you vacuuming?
No, okay. That's the central heat. It's cold here, right? It's like 5 degrees Celsius outside.
Man, same shit in Sweden. Okay, we gotta. Let's go ahead.
Oh, I just want to make one last comment. Since you're Canadian, years ago I knew some Canadians that in San Diego that wanted to immigrate to the United States. They both had jobs. They're both college educated, both hardworking. They could not immigrate here to save their lives, and they were shipped back to Canada.
Well, they said they should have mentioned that they were homosexual Jews. They would have been right into this right away.
Well, I don't know. Today's anti-immigration.
They probably would have got a job on the Obama administration for all you know. Who knows?
There you go.
Okay, now we're gonna talk about this movie Defamation. No one's actually. I'm surprised no one in the conspiracy community has discussed this. I'm gonna shock everyone by saying, I hope Torrent. I gotta do another expose. Sorry, Sullivan, head administrator of wakeupfromyourslumber.com, and also a top administrator at theinfounderground.com. I gotta expose you too. It was Sullivan who created the first torrent of that movie when everybody's trying to snag a copy of it. And all that shit came from Sullivan. He never wants to get any credit, but that's the one everyone has to thank. Man,
good for him.
I helped spread that motherfucker around too. But I gotta tell the truth. I've never actually seen the fucking movie, and all these people are talking shit about in defamation this happened. Oh, in defamation that happened. I haven't actually. The reason I can't stand looking at fucking Jews. Man, I'm gonna tell the fucking truth. With their little rat faces, beady eyes, and whiny voices. I was so persecuted. Man, I couldn't. I was like, no, man. I'll leave that job up to others. But TarasBulba, what did you think about this movie Defamation?
Well, I thought it was a great movie. It was created by an Israeli guy, and he more or less tries to delve into what this anti-Semitism stigma is all about, and how the Israeli school children are basically brainwashed. They're brought to Poland to go to Auschwitz concentration camp, and they're fed this information by the Mossad agents that are accompanying them on this trip. And they tell them that, those old Polish gentlemen, you should watch out for them because they're going to kidnap you and murder you, and they want to. You don't go out late at night on your own because there's a roaming Nazi waiting to kill you and stuff like that.
If only.
So, it's a way of indoctrinating the young Israelis to hate the Goyim for the rest of their lives because of what allegedly happened during the Holocaust period.
Man, Scorpio, have you seen this movie?
Yes, and I'll tell you the two highlights that stick out in my mind were, number one, when the Israeli guy goes to the office of the ADL and says, "Well, show me some incidents of anti-Semitism that have happened recently," and like they're looking everywhere, they can't find anything. They finally find this one thing. Well, so and so couldn't take off Passover from his job, and we're working on that case. And then, some black school children threw a rock at a Jewish school bus the other day. It's just like the most pathetic things. It was nothing. And they're inside this giant fancy building, too, like just cranking out bullshit. And then the other funniest, the best part of the whole movie is when he meets up with Norman Finkelstein, the guy that wrote The Holocaust Industry. And Finkelstein is a fireball, man. He was pushing this guy's buttons, and he started giving this Israeli guy Heil Hitler, waves,
cool,
and saying,
"Well,
you're
from the movie now."
Yeah, it's really hilarious, man. And he goes, "You come from a country where everyone else doesn't mean anything, and only you people mean something." And he went off on the guy.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, and Finkelstein lost his job, and he lives in this little tiny apartment in a pretty bad part of town, from what I could see. So I got to respect the guy. He paid the price for exposing things.
Amazing, as Dr. Deagle would say. Man, there's somebody else I want to talk about. I got to give I'm sick of, I shouldn't always be like talking shit badly of other people, because I hate commercial radio hosts, but there's actually one place that I've been like promoting, well, I did for a while, and now everybody's starting to use it now, Gnostic Media. TarasBulba, as a researcher in Gnosticism, I'm not saying that you are a Gnostic. Have you actually gone to Gnostic Media and checked out some of their material? They actually have some interesting stuff.
Yeah, I've downloaded a few of their torrents, and I actually uploaded them onto Consent.
And like, what do you like most about like that dude who runs it? Even though he's like always talking about motherfucking mushrooms, but like, I like his. I know it's so fucking stupid. I like his the way he approaches like his guest. And like he's very, very knowledgeable. One thing you can't say about him, he's not a bullshitter. He doesn't make anything fucking up. I haven't caught him lying yet, and I always look really fucking hard. What do you like so much about Gnostic Media?
Well, they're on a search for truth. Right?
Yes.
They're delving into areas that people wouldn't normally delve into to get to the bottom of certain things.
Yeah.
And I remember listening. There was this one. They interviewed this one guy. I actually went out and I bought his book. This guy, John Lam Lash, and he's a Gnostic, and he goes into the old Gnostic texts where it states that the God that's depicted in the Bible isn't really the true God. He's like a demiurge. He's basically the devil.
No, actually,
you gotta listen to this guy, and he goes into the whole hierarchy of the archons bullshit. Or something.
Man.
Yeah. So
let me explain. Demi-merge means like. I gotta explain to the audience. Most of them are a bunch of fluoride heads. They're stupid. Demi-merge means like you think of as a little god, astaghfirullah, worker god, astaghfirullah, which means that's why if you heard TarasBulba earlier in the show, he was very negative to the word Jehovah, because within Gnosticism that's considered the name of the. I don't even want to fucking talk about this shit. This Gnosticism is fucking satanic bullshit. I mean, I hate fucking Gnostics, man.
What they not necessarily push, but what they believe in is that the so-called God that's presented for you to worship isn't actually the true God. He's like a sub-god of the main God.
Man, all this bullshit comes from the Middle East. To
put it into a simpler format.
I'm from the Middle East. Let me tell you, I meet these motherfuckers all the time. A lot of them are Iraqi. Y'all don't. I ain't gonna fucking say the names because y'all too stupid. You wouldn't recognize it. But like, I meet these motherfuckers, man, from like I said, usually Iraq, and they're like fucking Freemasons. They got like secret handshakes and shit. And when they talk to you, they always say like some weird shit to like trying to find other people who are just as fucked up as they are. That's where all of the Gnosticism comes from. What the fuck are these? Man, these people are fucking weird, man. You don't know, like, I'm a Kurd, and like, they believe in like, what was it? Satan jumped. I'm not making this shit up. Like, hid under a cabbage, and then like, they can't say the word Satan because it's like sinful to say that. And because they're pro him. They had like they love they like into like the peacock bird, and like what else was